the stream, everyone. Day 10. Day 10 of vibe coding until I make $1 million. We've made a ton of progress. We're still at $0, but right now we're not really at the monetization stage. We're still in the building stage. Let me just do a couple things, make sure the stream's up and running, and then we'll get into it. But we got feedback back from Apple and Google, and it looks like we've got some things to do, but nothing that we can't solve, that's for sure. All right. All right, so here's App Store Connect over here. Go to apps. So you'll see here that we got rejected. And what's nice is that their messages to us right here. It says, thank you for your resubmission. Upon further review, we identified additional issues that need your attention. But just to clarify, the 3 issues that we had, they did not flag again, so that's nice. See below for more information. If you have any questions, we are here to help. Reply to this message in App Store Connect and let us know. All right, it says app completeness. The app exhibited 1 or more bugs that would negatively impact users. Bug description: error message displayed when we tapped the subscribe button. Okay. Okay. So I did read into this off stream, and the reason that this happened is because if I go back out to our subscriptions here, I had not yet submitted our subscription, so we had an issue with that. If you're just joining the stream, welcome. Thanks for joining in. But yes, so if you take a look at this, the reason that we have had this error is because this subscription here for GoalPost Premium had not been submitted with this build. So earlier this morning, I went in, I had to add just the localization information, and then once I did that, this changed from missing metadata to ready to submit. So I was just missing this, and then once I did that, I was able to go down here, and inside the build, you're able to clarify in the app information here. Where even is it? It's in one of these, the app review. Okay. If you're just jumping on the stream now, welcome. Make sure you guys like. We're going to be streaming till about 9 p.m. Eastern. So thanks for joining in. So I'm just covering this now. But we got rejected, which was to be expected by the App Store. But the rejection, let's download the file that they also gave us. So if we go over here, they gave us a file. And what's nice about Apple is they will give you the screenshot of the pragmatic. So they just screenshotted this and said, hey, this is what's wrong. The Linux thing said, hey, all hope you're well. Like and sub and settle in with us. Thanks, Linux. So yeah, so this is the problem. And I knew that this was an issue. We've been getting some revenue cat errors. So so let's see here. Let's go to our terminal. Let's launch the app. Somebody just subscribed. Whoever subscribed, thank you. Somebody said, oh, DDG, what's up? How's it going? Somebody said in the chat, he said, not trying to bug you, but he just made some dope streamer art. Want to peep it? I actually have no idea what streamer art even is, but I'd like to check it out. If you have Discord, we have a Discord link. Maybe the Linux thing could drop it in the chat, so you could send that over in the Discord. But yeah, let's go over to our app now, launch our app. So I want to show you guys what this looks like inside the app and where we were getting this issue. And it actually might be the case that now that we submitted that subscription to the App Store and it's no longer missing metadata, it may be possible that we're no longer getting some of the errors that we were getting. So here's the error that we're getting right on launch every single time. So you can see here it's a console error. It says error fetching offerings. The operation couldn't be completed. Let's ask chat. Let's just pull up chat GPT. If you're down, drop your Discord or Instagram in the chat. Instagram's in the description if you want to send it to me on Insta. So yeah, so let's just copy all this and paste it into ChatGPT. If you guys are just jumping on the stream now, make sure you like and sub. We're just getting started for the night, day 10. We made a lot of progress. And now we just need to figure out some of these subscription errors and get the app resubmitted for Apple. So it says, revenue cat offerings are coming back empty. Your own API calls are failing with a generic network error. Revenue cat offerings empty, error 1. So it says, wait, hold up. Okay. So it says, most common causes, running an iOS simulator or Expo Go without a store kit configuration. The simulator cannot fetch live App Store products using a store config file with a product that matches GoalPost premium monthly or test on a physical device via test flight ad hoc. Product identifier mismatch. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we may need to change some environment variables. Let me take a look to see if we've got any environment variable issues. I don't think that we do. All right. All right, so here we are, App Store Connect again. And if you go to your app and you go down to subscriptions here, you'll be able to see the subscription ID essentially. So the product ID is right here. So I'm gonna screenshot this and put it somewhere that's gonna be easily accessible for me. And then let's head over to Time AI now. All right, so everything looks good in the environment variables. So let me pull up this back over now. I mean, yeah, we need to get to the bottom of what's causing this. So let's pull up the sim, put it over here and get to work. Sometimes cursor with the UI on terminal stuff is giving it issues. I'm gonna talk to Whisper actually. Take a look at some of the errors that I get when I'm launching the app. Right now, I'm specifically looking at the revenue cat issues. Please take a look at the screenshot that I drop in. Because I don't know why this is failing. It looks like my environment variables are set up correctly, so I'm not sure what's causing this error. Okay. And then let's just make sure that we're using GPT-5. Yep. If you guys are just joining the stream, you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you like and subscribe. I want to get to 1,300 subscribers tonight. We're only 28 away, so. Got some heat waves in the chat. Adar said, "Be consistent, bro. I am watching you grow." Hey, thank you. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I've definitely been putting in some work, and I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate all of you guys supporting me as well. You know, it's not easy to do a stream for several hours every day, but definitely there's some people that have supported, and just by continuing to support, it really does help out. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I just want you to know that I'm not somebody that just overlooks what other people are doing to support. So I'm really thankful for that. It can be something easy as subscribing or liking, DDG said, do you have a backend server for this app? Yep. So the backend DDG is a Nest backend, and I like Nest because it's really scalable. It's kind of similar to Google's Angular in the module approach, but I really like Nest. And you can actually see here, there's an API right here. This is our Nest API, and it's broken down. So in your source, you have common, and common, I just have everything that's common in the project, like our decorators or our filters or our guards, common things for a Nest project. And then you have your entities. Your entities is where you set up, I use TypeORM, so depending on, most of you probably don't use TypeORM, but I use TypeORM, so TypeORM really helps. So I have entities, and then I have my modules, and the modules is where all the controllers go. Okay, so what did it even say here? So it's saying, we really need to read this, because we've been, okay, so it said, I reviewed your app's revenue cat setup in code in the logs you pasted. The SDK is initializing correctly and asking Apple for one product, GoalPost Premium Monthly, that matches the product ID in your screenshot. So environment variables and the RC iOS API key look fine. Why are offerings empty? The App Store Connect page shows your first submission must be submitted with a new app version, and the group is prepared for submission. Until the first subscription is attached to an app version and submitted, Apple won't return that product to StoreKit. When Apple returns no products, Revenue Cat can't build offerings, which yields the offerings empty error you're seeing. What to do in App Store Connect? Create a new app version and upload a build. So it basically is saying that the code is good, and the only thing that's missing is that we actually need to upload the new version to the App Store. So let's check here. DDG asks, where did I deploy that backend? I use AWS infrastructure, so it's running on ECS Fargate. Okay, so basically we just have to submit the app, is what it's saying. Let's ask you another critical question. So my question is, once I submit it, will the subscription become fetchable? Or does the subscription actually only become fetchable when Apple approves my app? Let's check that. If you guys are just tuning into the stream, you haven't already liked the stream and subscribed, make sure you do so. We've been doing this for 10 days now, and I expect to do it. I literally expect to be doing this for hundreds of days. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna be doing this for a while. So, you guys that are watching now are like early supporters, so thank you. Alright, let's see here. So it says, submitting the app version with the subscription attached is enough for sandbox test flight. You don't need Apple's approval for products to be fetchable in development. Okay, so I just say, let's test it. I'm going to say, take a look at the actual code behind the Revenue Cat setup and integration. I know that right now it's not going to work, but once I submit it for review, is it going to work once the subscription actually becomes fetchable? All right, so let's ask it this. We're using Whisper. That was Whisper for all of you wondering. We actually just downloaded Whisper in yesterday's stream. A subscriber recommended it. Saad said you can use Expo Go if you want to test it on your phone. Yeah, so wait, hold up. Yeah, so I'm testing it on this right now because, oh wait, 1 second. I have another API running. Do I? Kill the task running on 8080. Or wait, no, never mind. Okay. Hold on, everybody. Our database needs to restart, is what that error is, I just realized. So we gotta go, okay. So this, I already have a chat over here and this should fix it here. I think it's this one here. This should work. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing and supporting. Appreciate you. All right. So I think that should do it. Let's test. All right, cool. We're good. All right, so now let's go back to the app. It should be good now. Yep. Okay. Let's start a session just for fun. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to like test this. Okay, so it relies on these two environment variables. All right, that is not correct. The Expo Public Premium Monthly Product ID seems important. Let me check my environment variables real quick. I just want to confirm that is we have premium product ID. Okay, and then I'm gonna do make it so that the fallback. Right now the fallback is legacy, so there's like a fallback here in case it's not configured, and let's just replace that. Let's hard code it. All right. So what Apple is saying is they're saying, oh. All right, we've got some comments in the chat that I wanna take real quick before we go on to the next step. We said, to be honest, you encouraged me to program. Mohadi said this. He said, even though I have little experience in programming, but with your enthusiasm, I learn every day. Hey, thanks. That's awesome. Yeah, keep learning. I mean, everybody started somewhere. It can feel like a lot initially, but especially with the tools today, anybody can program. So just believe in yourself and keep at it. You know, time adds up. Repetition is everything. So just keep, maybe work on a project or something and you'll get even better. Alexander said, have you been one-shotted by AI? What's up, Linux? Hope you're doing great, brother. Saad said that. Mohadi said the Linux thing, definitely the Linux thing. Sorry, I missed your comment. He said, we are in good times to get into coding, even with little experience. Have fun and enjoy the journey. That's literally exactly what I just said. Thanks, Linux. Burgerman, he said, what app are you building? Check the description. Also, it's over here on the left, so. Okay, Linux thing said same to you. Mahadi said, do you think that the Pro cursor plan is enough for building a complete web. I do. It does depend on you know, what you're building. I made a video earlier today and actually published it to the channel. It was 5 tips on to basically just get the most out of cursor, and pretty much the video today was 5 tips on how I use cursor, and one of those tips was just to make sure that you have the right plan that works best for you. And you know, the plan that works best for me is the Ultra plan, because I just use it. I use cursor a lot. You know, I'm doing this stuff all day. So I would encourage you, whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. I would just encourage you to get whatever plan is right for you. Don't cheap out on it. You know, I would say that the more access that you have to AI, the better. But yeah, if you guys are new to the stream, we're going to be streaming for a couple more hours. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat, and I'll get to them when I can. All right, so here's what I wanted to show you guys. So this part here, down here, so this is the source of our issue. So we have in-app purchases and subscriptions. If you're just joining us, you haven't already, if you haven't kept up with what we've been dealing with, we submitted the app to the App Store and the Google Play Store. The App Store rejected us, and you can see here, here's their rejection. If we download, they gave us a screenshot, and they basically said that, hey, this subscription page doesn't actually work. So when I try and subscribe to premium, it doesn't work. So what we had to do is we had to see, hey, why isn't that working? And the reason that that's not working is because the subscription has not been added to review for a new version yet. So we had to version the app, and then we had to add the subscription, and now we're going to add it to review. So let's see here. I'm kind of worried that I don't want to waste a cycle. So I'm just going to drop all this in to cursor and just say, hey, you know, is there anything that we need to do on our end to make sure that this is going to be complete? So let's drop this in. This is the response that I got from the Apple developer team when I submitted the app for review. They basically said that subscription functionality isn't working, which makes sense because you can see the errors in the app when I'm trying to get the offerings. But it sounds to me like once we add the app to review that it'll be available and it should work. Is that correct? Or do I need to update any code? So if you guys are wondering what tool I just used, it's Whisper. Subscriber recommended it, and I've been using it for the past day. Saad said, yeah, definitely, especially they are running a free promo for GPT-5 for pro users. It will end 12 a.m. on the 14th. Whoever subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Mohadi said, I have used it, and I have used the whole limit. Okay, so it's basically saying that you don't need code changes to unlock offerings. The issue is on App Store Connect. Your IAP was not submitted with the app version. Once you attach the subscription to the version and submit it, app review will be able to fetch it. Approval is required for production sales, not for the review sandbox fetch, okay? Open the app version you're submitting. Yes, we already did that. Ensure the app is complete. Yes, we did that. Submit the app version with the IAP included. Yes, we did that. After propagation, often minutes, offerings should populate. Okay. It also is saying that we should potentially do a UX guard, and I think that's smart. So let's get Whisper here. Please do the nice to have UX guard. Please integrate that. Oops, I accidentally did please integrate the UX guard. Okay, so we're gonna do a UX guard. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Linux thing he said, so what is everybody doing? Just watching or vibing? V in chat is if vibing. We're gonna build like the biggest community of tech vibe coders, and honestly I think that I'm gonna drop a V in the chat too. You know, I think that coding with AI is gonna continue to get more popular, and you know, it's no longer going to be called vibe coding, but it is interesting to see, like, I saw a video with the CEO of Microsoft referring to coding with AI as vibe coding, so that's why I use it in the title. It seems like the most popular way to refer to coding with AI. So let's cancel right now, let's X out. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. So let's pause this, and let's go to the upgrade. Here was our issue there. Yeah. So it's just failing to get offerings still. But I think we just need to submit it. So Dev Mindset, welcome to the stream. How's it going? The Linux thing, he said, today's vibe coders, tomorrow's prompt engineers. Yeah, seriously. Okay. So let's pull back App Store Connect here and resubmit, add it for review. Now this should work. So resubmit to app review. One thing I want to do too is I want to say, upon further review, our team has added the subscription to the app, which was the missing element causing this error. It should be fixed. Okay, so let's reply. And then resubmit to app review. All right, and Cursor said that once we submit this, that it should become available. That the subscription, once the subscription is submitted with an app build, that the subscription should then be made available to be fetched, which seems not great for testing, but it should work. Okay, so it says waiting for review. So let's just check now and see if our subscription has now been like moved up. Okay, so now our subscription is saying waiting for review. It was just saying, Saad said, imagine using Neuralink and just thinking of the app and then AI builds it. Scary times. I don't think it's necessarily scary times. I do think that probably is the future, though. I would guess is that that's what's going to happen. Okay, so this now, we had a screenshot before. Let's pull the old screenshot up. So this is the screenshot that was before, and this is the one after. Let's pull them both up. So here is the one we just took, and then here's what it looked like previously. So if you check here, you can see that before it said ready to submit and then prepare for submission, and then now it's saying waiting for review. So that's looking good. Okay, so let's see now. If we go back over to our app and just do a complete refresh of both the app and the API. All right, do a refresh of both. Looks like it's still through the error. Saad said, our team, it's just you and Cursor. Yeah, that is my team. Dev Mindset said, which tool do you use for voice to text conversion? That was in my most recent YouTube video. It's Whisper. If you go to the last YouTube video on my channel, there's a link to it in the description. Okay, so is this gonna propagate or is this gonna still throw errors? Okay, so let's give that a couple more minutes. It did say that it could take a couple minutes to okay, so it says after propagation, often minutes, sometimes hours, offerings should populate. Revenue cat will stop returning empty offerings. So those should propagate within the next couple minutes or hours. So we should be able to fix that on stream and test it. The next thing that we need to do is we actually need to go over to the Google Play console. Here's our Google Play console. And what's nice is you guys can see that Google also rejected our app over there as well. So let's see why they rejected our app. Usually it's in notifications over here. Let's check it out. Broken functionality. Broken functionality. Ah, okay. All right. So whoever just subscribed, thank you for being our 1,280th subscriber. So yeah, they gave me an error here. The error is, the reason that we got this error, and I should have known that this error would happen, but the reason that we got this is that we actually have not updated and put our keys inside of our AWS environment. So I'm going to do that now and make sure that we have this working in the actual production environment. And then we'll resubmit over here as well. All right, so here I am in AWS. Still loading. All right, so our AWS account so far this month, we've spent $40 just for the server fees. And I have, for anybody curious, I have an ECS. I've Dockerized the API and ECS. We have our GoalPost API running here. And then we have our task definitions. And task definitions are where your actual API keys are. So I'm not going to show that on stream. I'm going to take this off, but I'm going to basically grab any missing API keys and make sure that those are up to date. And then we're going to redeploy the API with the newer version, and then we're going to test it in production, and then we're going to resubmit on the Google Play Store as well. Alright, let's test to see if this is working now. Nope. Okay, so the issue that I'm having is that it looks like the key that I was expecting to be missing is actually still there. So I mean, cat, OpenAI. Okay, no, we're good. It actually is missing. Okay. Okay. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure you like, sub. We're gonna get to 1,300 subscribers tonight because we're gonna be streaming for a couple hours. So let's make it happen. If you guys have friends that are into programming and AI, you should share the channel with them. Okay. All right. So now I updated some API keys. So now all I have to do is click deploy, update service, force new deployment, update. It actually looks like there was a rollback. And I think that the rollback was probably due to the missing key, is what I would assume. Okay, let me check up on chat, see what you guys are doing. The Linux thing said he's going to share the stream around a bit more, see if I can lure some folks back here. Thank you. We're on day 10. The Linux thing has been here since day 1. That's why he's the mod. He's the day 1 OG. chat. Okay. Apple client. Google client. Yes, yes. Okay. Alright, so this should be good. All right. And then we just need to make sure that this doesn't get rolled back. It looks like it was successful. Let's go back to our cluster and just make sure. Sometimes it can be a little bit finicky. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for being our 1,281st subscriber. So this cluster looks good. It looks like it's up and running again. All we have to do is now run this in test flight. Also, let's check App Store Connect again. So here's what we're looking at. All right, so this is waiting for review. All right, so the GoalPost Premium, the status says waiting for review. And if you remember, according to Cursor, it says that you need to give it some time to propagate, but it should basically be good to go for the revenue cat error that we were having. Refresh the app. Still erroring on revenue cat. So annoying. App Store could be fetched from the App Store Connect or the store configuration file. This obviously works. The question now is more about we're gonna do a screen mirror. Is it? No, iPhone mirroring is what it's called. Yep. Alright. Alright. Let's open up our test flight build. Look at this. Apple was testing our. They were testing our app at 11:32 2 nights ago. All right. So let's go over here and go to the GoalPost Insight and see if this is working. It should be working now, and it is working now. Perfect. So we were able to fix that error. So let's resubmit now to Google. It's so frustrating that they find like, if there's an error, they are going to find it. It's so frustrating. All right, so how do I now resubmit this? I can go to test and release, production, and then I can go to create new release. And actually, you know what? I want to do something real quick. So this is actually waiting for review. And what I want to do is I want to take this out of review. So this is waiting for review. I'm going to remove this version from review, actually. And there's a reason that I'm doing that. I want the latest update for the app to go live. So that's BridgeMind. Let's go over here. So we have to pull in the app now. I'm going to say Types just asked, is your app fully native or is it hybrid? We're using React Native. All right, do that. What this is gonna do is we basically have to submit the latest code using EAS or the Expo EAS CLI, and we're gonna version the app, and then we're going to deploy the app. If you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. And any questions that you have in chat, let me know, because I'm going to be streaming for a couple hours tonight, and it's always great to take questions from chat. right, let's pull up Expo Go and see. Dev Mindset, he asked, which API are you using for the AI coach? I'm using OpenAI. All right, so here's my... All right. Didn't look like deployed. All right, looks like there was an invalid configuration. Hot Dog Bun 22 asked, is it possible to make an iOS app on Windows, or do you have to be on Mac to see the live simulation? No, you can make an iOS app on Windows. It's different than you are unable to install Xcode on a Windows computer. So I'm not sure what the iOS simulator looks like on a Windows, but I do know that there's plenty of people that develop on Windows. All right, so let's refresh this, see if it's good. Still no. Switch to Opus. Also, how much did you know about coding before you started this project? I knew a decent amount. I've been coding. I've been a programmer for several years now. Okay, so our Expo still not deploying. Oh, actually, no, that worked. That worked. Okay. So it looks like our builds are going for both iOS and the Google Play Store. So once these are done, we'll be able to resubmit to the App Store and resubmit to the Google Play Store. Yusuf just asked, what are you building? For those of you just joining us and haven't seen GoalPost, here's GoalPost right here on the left. It's a productivity app, and it has a pretty big social feature to it. So here I'm on the feed page, and I can see everybody's goals on the app that have chosen to actually make their goals public. Here, if you click the plus icon, you're actually going to be able to see a menu, and this is where you go to create your goal. You go through several steps. You name it, you can put a description, you set whether it's going to be private, just visible to you, or public. You select a category for your goal. I'm going to do personal development. You set a weekly commitment, and then you select your target date, and then that's when you create your goal. This just said goal limit reached because I'm already at the maximum amount of goals that I can have. Dimer Dim, he said, any plans for the 1 mil or Vibe money too? Wait, what do you mean? Like, what plans? Like, what am I going to do once I hit 1 million? Oh, J35 said to Hot Dog that he thinks that you can use Docker to be able to get the iOS sim. Yeah, there's probably like some sort of workaround, I would assume. If you guys are new to the stream, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. The channel's been growing really fast. We're gonna get to 1,300 subscribers tonight. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you sub. Let's see this number go up. This failed to get offerings error is so annoying. The reason that we're getting this is because in Revenue Cat, you essentially have to have the build submitted and the subscription attached. Dimer Dim, he said, after going production, do you have any business plans to reach a mil or just publish and vibe? So the plans are we're going to have some pretty good marketing strategies. And there's going to be like a marketing channels for GoalPost. And we're going to put a decent amount of money into marketing. We're going to start off about 10K. And the coolest part is that that's also going to be a part of the journey that gets shared. So for all of you that have been watching and have been watching all week since we started, you know, I'm going to be pretty transparent with everything that goes on. So not only am I going to be transparent with the code base and everything that's going on, so you're going to be able to see how I end up setting up all these marketing systems, and I'm going to do it with AI. I'm going to build everything with AI. J35, he said, dude, 1 million is the lowest goal. It will be 1 billion at least. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm. We'll start at 1 mil. We'll go to 1 bill later on. Let's check X real quick. If you guys haven't already followed me on X, we also stream over there. It looks like we got 6 people watching on X right now. So I live stream on X and YouTube and one more. It doesn't have a lot on Twitch. Twitch, yeah. So if you're watching on other platforms, hello to you. Thanks for watching. 1,284 subscribers. Whoever just subscribed, thank you. But yeah, this is building right now. It's gonna be building it takes about 15 minutes usually, so. Yeah, so this is what it looks like in Expo Go for all of you that haven't worked with it before, or if you're just interested. Pretty much what you do is you create your code in React Native just locally on your machine, and then you set up the EAS CLI, and you're able to actually deploy your code to Expo, and then Expo is what deploys it to the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store. It's pretty cool. J35 just said, GPT-5 has been facing a lot of criticism lately, mostly on X. I saw many preferred the 04. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I've been a fan of GPT-5. The first day that it launched, it was pretty slow, but to me, it's already gotten faster. So they probably are figuring out just how to manage their server load on their end, and I bet it'll get faster and better as the next couple weeks go on. Wow, the stream already has 16 likes. I think that beat our last stream, so thank you to all those who have liked and subscribed and have joined in on the journey. We're very early on in the journey, I'll tell you that much. Very early on. All right, our iOS build is still building. Dimer Dim, he said, I think tracking the money you lose, win, and follow up with business plans will be very interesting too. Thanks for sharing. Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. Run the testing suite again. What tests are still failing? I really need you to take a deep dive on our tests and figure out what's causing them to fail and solve the issues. Dev Mindset asked, you made this app in only 10 days? Yeah, I was programming a little bit before that, but not much. It was pretty bare bones. What is everybody doing while they're watching a stream? Are you just watching? Are you coding? Tell me what you're doing in the chat. I'm interested. I think what a lot of people don't realize about AI is just that in the next several years, it's going to get to a point where you just can't deny how good it is anymore. The interface between a developer and the AI is going to continue to shrink. Dev Mindset said that he's watching. Julian Sanchez said that he's coding and hearing. That's cool. Run the test suite again. Mohadi said learning from you and coding. Awesome. Yeah, we're all working together. It's a community. We're all vibing together. If you're vibing, drop a V in the chat. Also, the Linux thing, he said that he's sharing the stream around and playing with Amazon's IDE Kira over here. Yeah, you talked about that in the Discord. Yeah, it sounds like you're lucky that you got access. I didn't even know that they had their own IDE. Dimer Dim, he said eating and watching for inspiration on setting goals. Shout out from Brazil. Hey, I have a friend from Brazil. Run the test suite. Wait. What is the test suite at? Run the test suite. How many issues are we still having? We got a V's from Dimer Dim, the Linux, Dev Mindset, he said VVV. J35 said that he is vibe coding a social media app that kind of uses location and achievement titles, animated achievable frames, whispers, or threads that are available to a certain radius, similar other features. Nigel said, I'm chilling in Android Studio, listening on the side, watching how iOS dev goes. Cool, man. Mohadi said, we support you until 1 million subscribers. Thank you. J35 said, bro, I'm also using Kira. Just got access today. Why are these test suites failing? Could you figure out why they're failing and tell me why they're failing and then help me fix them? All right, we need to use high for this. GPT-5 high fast. Never fails. Drop some of like the coolest projects that you guys have worked on in the chat. I'm interested to see what kind of programmers we have watching. Let's see here. But yeah, J35, that sounds like a really interesting app. A social media app that uses location and what do you mean by achievement titles and achievement frames? What's that? Dev Mindset asks, can you tell me which tech stack you used? Yep, so the tech stack, so all the languages, it's all TypeScript across the database, API, and the front end. The front end is React Native, the back end is Nest, and the database is Postgres. But what's nice is that I have a really good database structure. I learned my infrastructure while working for several other startups, and I have a really good infrastructure that I learned very early on in my career as a software developer that I use for the database. It uses TypeORM so that I don't have to write a ton of SQL. Believe it or not, I use TypeORM, which is essentially a query language, and it uses TypeScript. So it's an incredible stack. Dimer Dim, he just said learning some game dev in Unity. He says that he likes vibe coding for performance and refactor improvements. Yeah, for sure. Unity. All right, we have 11 tests still failing. Take a look at what tests are still failing and fix the code that's causing it to fail. J35 said it's like Instagram, Facebook, but users see the people nearby or the people that were nearby and they have quick connections with them. Traditional social media, but with proximity features. Interesting. That's a cool idea. All right, let's refresh this over here and see if our iOS build's done. Yep, iOS build's done. So what I want to do now is let's open up App Store Connect again, do a refresh. If you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. We're gonna be live for a couple more hours trying to get to 1,300 subscribers. And I think to do that, the live stream needs more like. If you guys could be active in chat, that helps too. Okay. Let's see here. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to change the build on this. So we're going to take that build out and we're going to add in, doesn't look like 1.0.12 is available. What's up with that? 1.0.12. Let's try refreshing. Build still just oh, I know what I need to do. If you go to test flight, should be available. It's not available here. Interesting. Okay, wait, hold up. I think we need to go back over here and ask. Let's just use Whisper. Would you please submit the latest iOS build 1.0.12 to test flight via the CLI? All right, should be good there. Oh. Looks like GPT-5 Max is hitting its limits. So we had to submit the latest build to App Store Connect. This is something that we didn't do. We should have done. J35 said I was working on a marketing AI assistant that gets your info from your business socials, has a chat interface for you to discuss, writes the ads, and push it using Meta API to your ad account. Wow, that sounds complex. Let's see here. Kat said, you don't even read what the AI says before prompting again. This has got to be the worst way to code. Well, you're surrounded in a community and a chat full of vibe coders, and what I'll say about that is that, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, I didn't have to see what it said. I did see what it said. It said that it failed right here. If you think that this is the worst way to code, if I X out here, do you think that we would have built this app in 10 days if I wasn't using AI? have a fully configured app deployed to the App Store in 10 days. And apparently it's the worst way to code, guys. All right, the Android Play Store build is up. Let's go over there and submit that. So here we should just be able to go here. We download the build artifact. J35 said he's just angry at AI being so good. Yeah, very true. There's a lot of people like that these days. I mean, I would be upset if I didn't use it, and I was like, there's some software engineers that I know that they've got like some weird complex where they just like hate AI, and I'm like, all right, so let's rewind to the 2000s. Are you just not gonna, the early 2000s? Are you just not gonna use the internet? Are you not gonna use Google? Are you not gonna use social media? Are you not gonna get an iPhone? You know. So, Cats, you can keep on using your flip phone, man. Literally the difference between a flip phone and an iPhone. Cats does not want an iPhone. He wants the flip phone. He wants that Nokia 8. Alright, cool. Alright, let's submit this. Alright, save. So in 14 minutes we should have confirmation that the app was submitted. Let's go check up on Expo to see if our build is going. Kat said that he doesn't hate AI, but I've been doing this long enough to see the issues with it. I think that's the problem. You're seeing, everything is going to have issues. The internet had issues early on. Phones had issues early on, but the thing is that you can see the long-term trajectory of AI and know that this is the future. So if you can get involved early on and you can get using it early, then you're going to be better at using it later on. And right now, yeah, it has its issues. Nobody's saying it doesn't have its issues. But the thing is as a solo developer, or just as any developer, right now the tools are so good that if you don't use them, then I don't know. I just don't think that you have a choice. You're not going to have a choice soon. of whether to use them or not. You're gonna have to use them. All right, here's our build. Let's go over to test flight. Wait, cancel this. No, that's okay. So let's go over here, manage the compliance. None of the algorithms above. So this is ready now. Oh, and something that we need to do is we need testers for the app. So while I'm in here, I'm gonna set this up and I'm gonna say BridgeMind testers. So I'm gonna create a new group of testers, and I need to basically invite testers to testing it. So I'm gonna make it public. So here's a public link for anybody on iOS. I'm about to drop it in the chat. So here's a test flight URL to test the app. If you're on iOS, feel free to start testing the app. Let me know your feedback. Top Mister said, how are you gonna make $1 million building apps? But yeah, so it's version 1.0.12. So this is the benefit of watching the stream live, is that you get public links and stuff. I'm also gonna drop this in the Discord. Alright, so I just dropped the link there in the Discord. And also tonight it would be great if we could get it out on Android as well. I know some people have Android. I know that the Linux thing is on Android. But let's get back over to distribution and get this published now. Let's go down here. Hit the X out here. Add build. Alright, so I'm going to save this. Add for review. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Let me make sure. Okay. So this is now waiting for review. App information should have. Where is it? I can never. Is it app review? Top Mister, thank you for subscribing. We're up to 1,288. Let's go. J35 said that it's saying that the beta isn't accepting any new testers right now. Why is that? Let me see if there's an issue with that. It just says the beta isn't accepting any new testers. Oh, I may need here. I'm also going to drop this in the chat. Here's our website, and there's a link here. If that link isn't working, use this link that I'm dropping in the chat to go sign up. I'm going to pin that one as well. All right, so let's go over to distribution, subscriptions. Waiting for review. Nice. Whoever just subscribed, thank you. We're up to 1,289. We're going to get to 1,300 tonight for sure. Wow, 1,290. Thank you, guys. This is incredible. Also, if you haven't liked the stream, make sure you do that. And let me know in chat what you guys are thinking about everything. Wow, 1,291. Thank you, guys. So now we can also submit to Google. See how that's going. Do a refresh here. Okay, so your changes are now in review. We may find additional issues when reviewing your app. I know you are going to find additional issues with the app. All right. All right, so it's in review. That looks good. Dev Mindset asked, he said, what is Expo? Can you explain it? Yeah, so Expo is, if you're familiar with Next.js, Expo is essentially what rests on top of React Native, essentially. So you can have a React Native app that uses Expo, and that's kind of the best practice in development now, is to use Expo or an additional layer on top. And what Expo does is it gives you a ton of different development features. So first of all, you have the EAS CLI, which is the Expo Go CLI, or not the Expo Go CLI, but just the Expo CLI. And this is the Expo dashboard. So what you do is you write your code locally on your machine, and then using the CLI, you're able to actually deploy your code to both the App Store and the Google Play Store. So it's a super useful developer tool. Please run the test suite and let me know what tests are still failing. All right, pull this up. And then let's see if our if Revenue Cat is finally actually, like, you know, maybe returning our subscription. Let's pull this up here. All right, so right here, let's refresh. Wait, nope, not that. Refresh this. All right, we're still getting those Revenue Cat problems, but I think that they're going to go away. I do think that they're going to go away. Yeah. It said that it should propagate in the next couple of hours, so. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Getting closer to 1,300. Again, thank you to whoever just subscribed. We're up to 1,294. Wow, 1,295, 1,296. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate your guys' support. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so over here we have 8 failing tests still. Take a look at the tests that are failing and figure out which ones are failing and why they're failing, and help me update the test to make sure that all tests in the test suite are passing. All right. The Linux thing said we flying. Yeah, we are flying. Crazy. Isaac Balls said hello. Hello, Isaac. How's it going? Linux thing said love y'all. Isaac just said I subscribed. Thank you, Isaac. Really appreciate it. Getting closer and closer to 1,300. What's interesting about the channel and everything is that I think that along with live streaming, there's also a ton of other things that you can do to help essentially boost your analytics and help you become more discoverable in YouTube's algo. Run the test suite again and figure out which ones are failing and fix the remaining tests that are still failing. But yeah, I've done a lot of research on the YouTube algorithm, and I think we're doing it right. Katz just said, are you not going to check if the tests it made are correct? You've now asked it to test it again 5 times now. Well, Katz, think about this. When we started, we had, guess what? 0. We had 0 tests, and 0 of them were working. And if you look now, we've, just through several iterations, we've now fixed a lot of the tests. Let's see, let's run the test suite again. Run the test suite again and tell me which tests are still failing. So let's run the test suite again, and you know, you're kind of hating on it. That's all right. You know, I'm going to show you kind of my thinking process on it. We still have 2 failing test suites, total of 3 failing tests, but it wrote 199 tests, and these tests are solid. So take a look at the 3 failing tests and tell me exactly why they are still failing. After checking to see why they are failing, please fix them. I want all of them to pass. So let's try this. So we were at 3. So you have to prompt it a couple times. You know, you have to remember that, hey, this is AI. It's not going to be perfect. But when you look at it, you know, I've gone from 90 tests that were failing down to 60 tests that were failing, down to 40 tests that were failing, and now we're at 3. And in a minute, we're going to have, guess what? 0 tests that are failing. So the way I look at it is that, hey, I just wrote hundreds of tests in the time that it would have taken me. You know, it would take somebody a full-time job to write those tests. Kat said, how do you know if they're solid if you've never even looked at them? Well, I know that they're solid because I'm using one of the best AI models that's out right now. I'm using GPT-5 High Fast, which is one of the best programmers. If you take a look at how this model ranks up against some of the some coding competitions, you'll notice that this model is one of the best. This model can program way better than I could. Run the test suite again. Which tests and how many are still failing? You got to trust the process a little bit. All right, still 3 are failing. So now is when I usually switch to a different model. Take a look at the test suite and figure out why these 3 tests are still failing and solve the issue that's causing them to fail, rewrite the code to get them to pass correctly, or update the code if the code is faulty. So we're going to switch over to Opus here. because GPT-5 just wasn't working. Also, if you guys are watching and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. We're up to, looks like 25 likes, and we're getting really close to 1,300 subscribers. I think we're going to hit it in the next couple minutes. Carb Shorts asked, he said, how is GPT-5 compared to like Claude or Otto? Yeah, so that's a great question, because we actually just switched. We were having an issue with 3 tests with GPT-5 High fast. So because that continued to fail, we switched over to Claude Opus 4.1 Opus, because I think that Claude 4.1 Opus may take a different approach to it and be able to solve our issue. BridgeMind said, what if it brings bugs? They don't show up right away sometimes. The thing is that if you integrate AI into every single part of your development workflow, it's going to be easier to find the bugs, and it's going to be easier to do those things. So I'm not worried about bugs. I've been using AI in development for the past several years. I used it on my last startup, and that startup did phenomenal. We wrote 2 million lines of code in less than 6 months, and we had a great product. So that's my background, is that I've just seen this work before, and I've seen how this played out. So I think that you guys are now going to watch, as this, it's kind of interesting. I think, where is it, right? Is it not on, oh yeah, day 10 right here, day 10, $0. What's going to be really cool, and why I think that this stream and, basically this strategy is going to be so successful, is because soon this number here with the $0, this is going to start to go up. And right now we don't have any revenue coming in, but you guys are going to watch as I make a ton of money, and I'm going to do it right in front of you so you can see how it's done. But yeah, I mean, right now we've made $0. We're at the very beginning of this journey, but we're going to make, I can see this saying, I think that our first dollar, I would say, will come in maybe in about 10 days. I think in 10 days we'll have our first revenue. And then it's just going to be exponential from there, because after we release GoalPost, we're going to put money behind the marketing strategy. And then after the marketing strategy passes, then we're going to build another app. And the thing about apps and just products in general is that when you're launching products, some of them don't work as you've expected them to. Some of them will fail, and that's okay. You shouldn't go into it, being a software developer, something that I've become accustomed to and that I've learned is that, not everything is going to work. And, you'll pour your heart and your soul into an idea that you're passionate about, but it may not work. And sometimes that can be discouraging. And it's understandable that would be discouraging, because obviously you just built something and you poured your heart and soul into it. And when you went to the market, people didn't want it, or the business just couldn't find traction. There were too many issues with it, right? But the thing is that what we're doing here is we're going to build like 20 apps, and we're going to build a ton of different products. So this one right here, this GoalPost app may not work, but we've built it in 10 days. And then the next app will build in even less. And we'll just continue iterating on this process until eventually we'll hit a breakthrough point where one app will be super successful and be like, $100,000 a month grossing app, and then our other apps will be bringing in money as well. But that's the strategy. We've got some comments. Cool Baby said, you are the GOAT. Thank you. Rohit said, also, is the Ultra version, did you use the Ultra version for Cursor? Yes, I use Cursor Ultra, and then I also have usage-based pricing turned on. So if you guys are new to the stream, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. We are literally 2 subscribers away from 1,300 subscribers. Can't wait till it flips over. Also, we've got 26 likes on the video, so like it up, subscribe. Let's go, guys. Cool Baby said, you have a great mindset. Why are you showing us your work? Why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? What's your point? That's a great question. So I come from a startup background. I worked in a really competitive and serious environment in my last startup. There was a ton of pressure on me. I had to write 2 million lines of code in less than 6 months, but I got it done. I was the co-founder and CEO and essentially the founding engineer of the project. We had a really good engineering team. We built a HIPAA-compliant online therapy platform to compete with BetterHelp and Talkspace. That's my background. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm very passionate about building things. I've always been passionate about entrepreneurship, and I think I like a little bit of a less high-pressure environment where I'm building something that, for example, if your therapy platform goes down, you have a lot of problems because you have mentally ill people that are trying to use your platform. And it was just a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress in development. So the reason I'm doing this, which is building apps, is it's not as stressful, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys can relate with that, but if GoalPost has an issue, if there's a bug in it, if it crashes, I'll be able to take a look at it, fix it, get an update rolled out the next day. But with online therapy, we had 30 therapists working for us, which meant that those 30 people were actually counting on us for their money. So how it worked is the therapists we hired them, they put in all their information on the platform, they had like a profile and everything, and then they integrated their Stripe account with us, so they were actually getting paid by us. So when you're basically, oh, look at this. This is for cats. If cats is still washing, 199 tests are now passing. All of our test suites are now passing. It would also be cool if you share the tool costs, API costing and all. Yeah, I'll share everything. Does your app use any sort of APIs priced based on usage? Does the app? No. That was a question from Carb Shorts. Yeah, no, the app hasn't OpenAI integration for this. Here, let me show you. It's this, for our AI coach, we have the OpenAI API set up. But that's going to come with the premium, which is $5 a month, and I'm not worried about that running up to being too expensive. All right, so tests are now passing. So let's check up on our... Wow, 1,299 guys, are one away. Thank you to whoever just subbed. All right, so we got our iOS testing. Okay, cool. So something I wanted to do is I wanted to release the app to testers on Android as well. So it looks like I can just copy a link here. So join on Android, join on the web. I'm just gonna do join on Android. So for all of you that have not, or that want a chance to test, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. And then I'm also gonna go over and on our Discord over here, I'm gonna drop this in our Discord as well. Oh wow, and it looks like we just hit 1,300 subscribers, guys. Let's go. Let's get some reactions in the chat. Everybody throw up some. I think there's like a confetti reaction or something in the chat. We did it, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm gonna drop this testing URL. All right, so Android testing and iOS testing are now live. But yeah, that looks great. Let's go. All right, that's great. Take a look at the modules directory and take a look at all the testing suites that are in this directory. I need your help to actually make sure that there are testing suites in each module directory and respective testing for each module so that we have testing for every function that's needed or required. Please take a look at it and identify opportunities to create more tests. All right. So Kat said, yay. J35, he said, none of us here are crack devs. We were just in a learning and building process. Kat said, hey man, I'm rooting for you, but I'm going to be honest with my opinions in this profession. No, I appreciate it, Katz. No, I think you've had some really good ideas and thoughts and opinions. I definitely would say that, hey, when you look at this, I mean, we're building a bunch of tests right now. We've built this app. It's deploying. AI has not done us wrong yet. Mass said, can you share with us all the tools you are using? Is it possible for non-coders? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that AI is enabling a lot of people that don't have as much programming experience. But I'm using Cursor. Also, like the Whisper Flow is what I was using to be able to talk to my computer and have it type everything out. Carp Shirt said, gotcha. How do you review your code in order to ensure that API key doesn't get misused and you incur crazy costs? I mean, I have limits and everything on my OpenAI dashboard. So in OpenAI, you're able to set limits on everything so that, for example, if something like that did happen, if something went wrong, that you'd be able to catch it or stop it. Great work. Now build all these tests, please. All right, we're gonna build a ton of tests right now as we've submitted our app to review. We're waiting on a couple different things. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be literally right back. All right, I'm back. J35 asks, has anybody tried Grok to code? I haven't tried Grok a lot. Anybody else? This is such a good song. If you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. You'll be our 1,300th subscriber. Technically, we were over it, but then somebody unsubbed. Uncool, man. Whoever did that. You know what's worse than not subscribing? Unsubscribing. Hey, whoever subscribed, thank you. You are number 1,300. Cool Baby just asked, did you get a degree? Can you share your school background? Yeah, so I went to Purdue University, and at Purdue University I studied business. I was interested in programming and was already a self-taught programmer, but in college I really fell in love with it. So I basically dropped out of school to pursue programming. Specifically, like, I dropped out once I saw how good the AI tools were getting, because I just decided, like, hey, I can literally just like build so many things now. Why would I go to school to study a business degree when I'm very passionate about computer programming and entrepreneurship? What do I need this degree for? J35 said he got a bachelor's in vibe coding. That's very true. What about you guys? If you guys are comfortable with it, drop your school background in the chat. We're building a ton of tests right now, so we got time. Guncologist, he said, I saw you have a chat in your website. How do you manage the expenses with things like that? Does it have a cap or the bill just keeps going? It has a cap. All right, guys, we're 1,300 subscribers. We need more so that people can stop unsubbing and bring us below that. There's been like 3 people that unsubbed. Not cool. Or it's just the same person that's messing with us. Yeah, he said, Goncalo with the chat, I mean like AI requests. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. J35 said, can I see what your API key looks like? Sure, man. I'll drop it in the chat for everybody. Free AI on me. Winner is the person that runs up the biggest bill. Free API key competition. Free AI use. The person that runs up the biggest bill wins. Cool Baby said, I just dropped out this year and they think I'm crazy right now. Am introducing AI in many primary school and getting paid. Nice. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of school if you're self-driven and motivated, right? Right. I mean, I'm not kidding. Obviously I went to school, so I've experienced that life for a while, and it's just very interesting to see students take it very, very serious. I mean, people that are in school, a lot of them, they take school incredibly serious. Wow. So we created 52 tests, and only one of them failed in that initial creation, which is great. So we just have one failing test, and we'll fix it. But yeah, I mean, if you're self-driven and motivated, what's the point of school? But there are people that go to school that, they see school is the start of their careers. So they take it very serious. And I've worked with some people that took school incredibly serious. I mean, it was like working with somebody at Goldman Sachs. They were taking it so serious. Linux thing said he's a high school dropout. I didn't know that. That's awesome. He said day job the last decade was private investigations, so school didn't mean much. Last few years, not so lucky, but I'm still fighting. Yeah, hang in there, Linux. J35 said school is good to network. Yeah, but what's the point of networking? Networking with a bunch of what? College students? I'm not a big fan of networking myself. I'm more of a shut myself in the dark and code type of guy. Don't know about you guys, but that's who I am. Shut myself in the dark and code. And stream it. I think it's hilarious. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. We gotta get way over 1,300 subscribers. We're going for 1 million. 1 million subscribers, $1 million. Everything that I do, I like it to be 1 million. So Nug1 just said, is GPT high better than Sonnet 4? 100%. 100%. Especially like the first day it launched, it wasn't so good just because so many people were using it, and obviously it was the first day of launch. They probably had some issues on their back end, but it was like I think their servers were very overwhelmed. It was really slow, but yeah, now it's really starting to, for me, I'm starting to use it way more. I used to be a Claude 4 Sonnet type of guy, but GPT-5 is very cheap, so. All right, all of our testing suites are now passing. Perfect. So let's pull up Time AI again, and the error that we're getting, if you guys are just joining us, we've been dealing with this error pretty much all night. But if I refresh the app, you'll see it right away. It's the first error we have. It's an error fetching our offerings. So that's the biggest error of the app right now. Basically, you get this error because the App Store, whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. We're officially over the 1,300 subscriber mark. But yeah, the error that we've been having is that when I go to this upgrade to premium, it's just I'm getting errors on fetching offerings. And the reason that I'm getting errors on fetching offerings is because the subscription, it's an issue with App Store Connect. It's not an issue with the code. J35 said, you ever tried Claude Code? Yeah, I made a YouTube video on it. I tried it, and literally in the video, I was kind of giving my initial reaction of trying it, and I didn't like it. I just like Cursor so much more that, I mean, yeah, I just couldn't even really use it, to be honest. Cursor is way better. Dev Mindset said that he's making a web app and he's thinking if he should start with an MVP or go straight to a full product. I would start with an MVP. My perspective on it is that, you know, if you say that you want to go full product, right, and you want to create everything that your thoughts and dreams can gander, it may take you a lot longer to get market feedback than it would have initially. That's my perspective on it, is that, you know, if you are working towards a minimum viable product, you're kind of a little bit more lean and you're just working on like the required features for your project. But if you go full product, you can expect the delay and the time to release to be like months, not just like days. You know, you're talking months. So wouldn't you rather have feedback from the market within months sooner, or would you actually rather just like wait? And I would say you would rather not do the latter, do the former. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe. We got 31 likes on the stream. We've gained like 32 subscribers on the stream, so thank you for everybody that's supporting. Really appreciate it. So exciting. So let's pull up Revenue Cat and see if we can figure out, maybe we can get to the bottom of this error in Revenue Cat. You know, maybe, I think there could be something in Revenue Cat. So let's go over to GoalPost here, and it's saying that there's active customers, which is not true. So it's saying Monday, 4 new customers. I don't know how it's getting new customers revenue. It's gonna be a big 0. But you know what's cool is that once we get off the ground and we start making money, I'm gonna just be sharing all these dashboards with all you guys about how much we're making. But yeah, I mean, that's product catalog. So I think it's in the product. No. Maybe we have a problem with the I'm not sure. Okay, so here's our I mean, should we, I don't know. J35 asks, what about Cursor CLI then? I haven't tried it. No, Gas, do you use other tools like VS Code Copilot or just using Cursor? I think Cursor is the best, so I just focus all my time using Cursor. Copilot is way off. Copilot like sucks. Don't even know why. Okay, so let's drop this in here and see if maybe... We have no paywalls. But if we go to app providers, we have these two. Screenshot this. Drop it into Cursor. Go to App Store. Here. All right, then I want to show it the error again that we're getting. Is there a reason that I'm still getting these Revenue Cat errors when fetching offerings that is my problem? or a code problem. All right. All right. So it says it's not a code issue. Your app calls RevenueCat correctly. It configures the SDK, requests offerings not current, expects a monthly package. RC shows default offering with RC monthly mapped to GoalPost Premium monthly, which aligns with your code. The error means StoreKit is still not returning the App Store product. Your screenshots show the description is waiting for review and attached to the version, which is right, but Apple can take hours, occasionally up to 24 to 48 after submission for products to become queryable. Okay. Wait for propagation. Check again later today or tomorrow. Test with freshly submitted test flight build. Okay. Sign into a Sandbox Apple ID. Okay. Double check Apple App Store Connect prerequisites. Yes, we've done that. Okay. So I think this is just a waiting game on that. Claude 4 Sonnet's really good with diagrams. So we're going to use Claude 4 Sonnet. We're going to generate a diagram of our database, and I'll show you guys what the database for the BridgeMind platform looks like. Let's see, we have Cool Baby just said, last week my screen, gaming chair, and other stuff was stolen in my house, left with PC only. Can you advise me to those Kinder obstacles? Wait, what do you mean by Kinder obstacles? All right, let's never use any Claude model ever again. you guys are watching the stream, you haven't already liked and subscribed, like and subscribe, join the community in our journey to $1 million. Right now we're on day 10. We have GoalPost uploaded to both the App Store and the Google Play Store. We're currently enrolling testers. We have a Discord where you can get the link for testing on both Android and iOS devices. But right now the app is in review. We have a bug. But right now we're actually taking a look at the BridgeMind platform, specifically the database here. Can I expand this? Yeah, there it is. Let's take a look at this. So you have your user model. Jay said you should try Cursor CLI. Let's do it. I have been wanting to try it, so let's check it out. I don't even know how to use it though. Cursor CLI. Alright. Wait, hold up. Just because I'm curious. I wonder what these people are getting view-wise. Here, this guy, 4,000 views. He's a creator, he's not a vibe coder. Okay. Using agent and CLI, prompt, review, and iterate effectively with Cursor CLI. Prompting, MCP, rules. Okay. Alright, let's go over here. Alright, let's make sure that our tests are all running before we download the CLI. But what does this CLI even do? Like, I don't understand why I would use a CLI when I already have agent over here. Alright, tests are good. Whatever, let's download. Oh, oops. Okay, so to use the cursor agent, you just do cursor agent. Command not found. Alright, there we go. And then to launch cursor agent. Whoa. Alright. What do you guys think? Alright, press any key to sign in. Alright. Alright, so this is basically just Claude code, right? This is just Claude code, right? They said, yeah, let's compete in that market. I mean, this is like the says that it's not a Git repository. J35 says, nah, bro, that's the wrong one. What do you mean? I literally just downloaded. This is it. Look, cursor CLI. And then you use the agent in the CLI. All right. Maybe I'll try it out and make it a YouTube video or something. But right now, I kind of want to get back to work. All right. If you guys are watching the stream, you still haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe to support the stream. Support us making $1 million. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Appreciate it. So let's actually launch this so you guys can see the project and see what we're working on. We've been doing like a lot of testing for this project. It looks like, oh wait, why is there a port? Yeah, okay. All right, what's wrong? Where is it? All right, so we're gonna run both the Nest API and then our Next.js, and here's our website. And essentially this learning dashboard where you can learn how to code with AI. And right now, the courses are being worked on behind the scenes off stream, and a lot of coding is being done behind the scenes off stream, but this is another one of the products that BridgeMind is going to release. Hey Zalcan, how's it going? The Linux thing said that he dipped out for a minute to make some cup of noodles. Hope everyone is vibing. Zalcan said, how are we doing, guys? Zalcan said that he left work sick, thinking the kiddo got me sick. Thank you for asking. Hope you're feeling okay, Zalcan. All right. I literally don't even want to see the code. Is that messed up to say? I don't even want to see the code. Whoever just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Okay. Please integrate all of these bug patches and updates that you found with best practices and expert level code. All right. Katz said, you got any programmers that you admire? I've had a couple programmers that I've worked with that have just been really good people and team members. Terry Davis. Chat, where's everybody from? Linux thing, he said that generally he has a lot of respect for Linux developers he works with. They kind of started him down on the general tech path. He says that Windows 10 scared him away from Windows and opened him up to becoming way more nerdy. Zalcan said, I don't know if Linux told you, but I had to restart a lot of my API calls on the stocks website because Cloudflare does not allow static pages for API calls to be built. Really? What were you using Cloudflare for? You're from Texas? Cool. Texas, cool place. If you guys are watching this stream and still haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. We're getting up there, 1,304. I think we've gained about 50 subscribers today, so that's another 4% increase about, somewhere around there. That's the way I look at it. You launch all your stuff via Cloudflare? Really? I don't use Cloudflare, I use AWS. It's also super easy to launch a repo with pages via Cloudflare. Oh, yeah. I feel like sometimes when you're using services that make the CI/CD pipelines really easy, sometimes those aren't the best services. I don't know why it works that way, but like for example, Railway. Railway is great to like easily configure, an Express backend and launch it, but when you're building something that's a little bit more robust, you need to have an AWS or something like that, at least in my opinion. Linux thing says he's from Canada, but eastern parts in particular, New Brunswick, very dead province. J35 said that he's from Malaysia. Cool. Zalcan said it works fine for React and Vite, but then again, with all of that, I typically do my own API with those projects, so could have just been me realizing it now. Kat says that he's from Ontario. All right, we're gonna do something for testing purposes. I'm gonna go to the database here, and I'm gonna have, I literally just want testing scripts written for everything. So I want seeding scripts. There's like so many different, look, there's script seed. No, I don't want this here. I just don't want that. I want it here, seeders. All right. So drop in seeders. Take a look at the seeders directory in our database project. I need you to take a look closely at all of the entities and data tables. I want you to create a seeder for every single data table so that we can seed our entire database with test data. All right. Then, yeah, I mean, that should be good. Let's also switch to max mode though. Drop in all of our entities and all of our enums. Study the entities and enums closely before writing the seeders. Cool. All right, so that's gonna seed our database, and then we'll be able to start testing a little bit with better structured data. If you guys are watching and haven't already subscribed or followed me on some of the other BridgeMind channels, make sure you do that because I post a ton on all the other channels, so trying to really grow. Would be really appreciated if you guys could follow me on like X and stuff. All the links are in the description. Like I said, just about 9:40 p.m. on this end. Air outside is still bad from wildfires elsewhere, but at least the heat is slowly coming down. Yeah, that's crazy that there's wildfires with where you're at. All right, we have a full database seeder. This is what we're working on. If you guys aren't sure for sure, we have this database directory, and in database we're building a full database seeder. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to actually seed our database with live data, so that instead of having to essentially like fill in a bunch of data, we'll be able to kind of have a more complete database so we can see if things are looking okay. I'm surprised at how long this prompt's taken, though. Because I'm not sure. I didn't want it to write like one huge file. I wanted it to write like a ton of different files. If that makes sense. Like a course seed or... I don't know. We'll see what it does. Here's what I did. 391. Let's see what I did. This scene role. Admin. Okay. Let's expand it.
Welcome to a moment of calmness from one a day. That's right. A calming moment from a vitamin brand. Wait. Don't zone.
Okay. Updated course. We're on the cedar. Whoa. We're on the cedar. Run the database cedar. There you go. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're on a journey together. We're gonna make $1 million. Setting the text size in your cursor to extra large or default. What do you mean? Like, do you want me to set it as extra large or what? Ask your setting because I don't know how to set it properly because I'm new to cursor. So the text size, well, there is a settings here. I'm not sure if you can. Oh, right here in preferences, editor settings, it says configure font formatting, minimap, and more. If you open that, here's your font size right here. Hopefully that helps. Emacs or NeoVim? What's that? I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll literally be right back. All right, now. All right. Tumor just said, what does this app do? Someone please tell me. So GoalPost is a productivity app. So let me pause this session and exit real quick, and I'll show you the app. So basically, we have a feed here, and the feed has goals from other users on the app that have chosen to publicly share their goals. I can click this plus icon here and create a goal or a new session. That session screen was the one that you were just looking at. If I click create goal, it's right now, hold on, I have to actually start our API up since it's currently not running. So let's cd into the API. All right. So now that's running, those Axios errors. Oh, wait, we have another API running on 8080. Let's kill this. All right, restart this. All right, so now the Axios errors will go away. But yeah, so you can create goals. Just asks you to put a title to your goal, set it private or public, choose a category, set a weekly commitment, set a target date, and then you create your goal. I've already maxed out the usage for my goal, so it's gonna ask me to upgrade to the premium plan, which is $4.99. Free users can create 3 goals, upgrade to premium for unlimited goals, and unlock your full potential. We have submitted the app to the App Store and the Google Play Store. We already did 2 days ago. Our build got rejected for a couple reasons. We fixed them and we resubmitted, and then we're going to hear back probably another day or two. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. AI assistant here, AI coach. All right, guys, I wanted to wrap up the stream because I got somewhere that I need to be. So just want to thank everybody for being here, for supporting the channel. I just want you to know that I truly appreciate you for joining me on this journey. Once again, we've got both submissions pending right now, so we'll figure out whether we get accepted in the next day or two. I'll be live again tomorrow, and I'll be posting on YouTube and all the other platforms, clips from the streams and whatnot. So make sure you guys continue to stay up to date. But again, thanks so much for joining in. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so now so you can stay tuned in. But once again, just thank you everyone for supporting me. Have a good rest of your night.